Wow.
You heard that?
What's that?
What? What?
All right, here we go. We're recording, so we gotta get this started, I think. Even though Mickey got up and walked away. All right, let's go ahead and call the meeting, the May 2nd work session. To order. Tonight's is all about the budget, 2025 budget. You have all the information in front of you. We don't need to do a call to order, but we do need to do a pledge. DB, since you're out in the audience, can you start the pledge?
To the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. So each year we have this time that we have to work on our budget. And I can tell you that this year's budget was well detailed. Joe and I had many hours of conversations. Yes. Oh, do you want? Oh, do you want it? All right, I'm sorry. About our agenda for tonight?
Mayor Benton and neighbors. I think that given what has recently unfolded in PG County as it relates to young people organizing and behaving in an unacceptable manner, that North Beach, Carroll County Sheriff's Department should be well prepared and proactive to prevent such events here at the beach. You and the team were vigilant last year, so please reiterate and take note of how PG County is addressing this matter. Strategies like curfews and fines to establish accountability should issues arise. It is an unfortunate situation, but if we don't have events that engage the youth, we are a target for juvenile mischief. Thank you. Always a pleasure, Carmen.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And I know normally on public comment, we want their information, but I can tell you since that email, I have met with the sheriff department and conversations have started. So we definitely will be vigilant again this year. Thank you so much, though. Great point. Any other public comment? Nope. All right. Very good. All right. Let's go right into the discussion of the budget. I'm really going to turn most of this over to Joe. Her and I will tag team it. You have all the information in front of you. Also, it's on board docs. Another great year where we have the notes with all the adjustments and stuff with the numbers beside it. You'll see B25, 1, 2, 3, all the way up, I think to 99. It's a lot of them. So, you can follow along between the spreadsheet and the notes section to help break down some of your questions you might have. After tonight, if you have any questions, please don't wait. Please reach out to Joanne, shoot her an email so we can address your questions in a timely manner. So I'm going to turn this over to Joe. Is your mic on? And then she's going to give you a view of this, and then we can go right into discussion.
Okay.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, Mayor. First off, let me just say, that this is my favorite time of year, and I appreciate y'all being here. And we get to talk about the budget. And like he said, there is quite a bit of notes that go with your budget packet. I'm going to hit some overviews, and then I can hit some highlights if you want more specifics. But I do, as the mayor encouraged you, please just send me an email. I know I'll get one from Lauren as quick as the ink dries as soon as we leave. But I appreciate it and it helps me through the process. So you have your budget guide. It gives you information on how to use the packet versus with the worksheets, should you need that information. For quick reference, the current tax rate is 0.5564 per 100 of assessed value. The proposed tax rate, which is outlined in the constant yield rate, is 0.5272 per 100 of assessed value. The town of North Beach plans to go with the constant yield rate. We will not be increasing taxes for our citizens this year. That's for the constant yield, so we don't have to go through the various advertisements and things that you're involved in increasing taxes for those municipalities that do. That takes us to page 3. I mean, we already know that we have so many employees, 10 full-time, 30 seasonal, 4 part-time. That's all highlighted within the budget. Calvert County allows us to have a differential of 0.336, which reduces the county tax rate to 0.591 for our residents, and which is very helpful to them. That's a direct benefit to the residents. It does not go through the town of North Beach. It goes right to the resident. And that's for services that they're already paying for, and they have control over. The Calvert County tax bill, I gave you a sample in here of the 2023 bill, what that looks like. You'll see that the county tax in North Beach is listed always at the top of the bill. The state tax is always below it. There is a solid waste fee. That solid waste fee is what the county charges, not what the town of North Beach charges. It's for the landfills. And that's charged to even properties that the town of North Beach owns. For anything, for the public works, for a pump station, we pay that tax. Town of North Beach does a special assessment, which falls underneath your town tax payment amount. That special assessment includes your sewer benefit and your water benefit fees and your trash amount. Those 3 things are combined and they show up annually on your tax bills. So if you didn't know where to find that, that's where it is. So that's page 4. And I'm a little excited, so I get a little hyper when I get excited. So if I talk too fast, please slow me down. North Beach net accessible property base. On page 5, you'll see there's a graph that shows how assessments have grown since 2021 through 2024. Property bases are listed here in a column in the square, and then a spreadsheet for accessible bases under a separate cover. You'll find that attached to your packets. Mayor often gives me these little exercises to do to stretch my legs financially, and I'm so thankful for him. Between him and Lauren, I get plenty of exercise, trust me. But anyway, that is this item here is what it is. I'm just being funny. Don't think I'm not. Then your packet is attached to.
You're,
What it was the mayor said, you know, I get a lot of questions about the tax assessment. Why they're so high, or why my tax bill is so high, up so high. So the mayor said, Joanne, I want you to take 5 properties, random properties, pick up any one you want. 2015 up to current, see how it's changed, and how it relates to the tax bill and the assessment. So I did that. Well, we took about 30 properties, not 5. I think we're gonna do this can't say every year, but at least every. Now, on average, the tax bill usually only increases
A year,
a year.
a year.
Now, the assessment from 2015, from 2023 for particular properties, one of them increased by $93,000 overall. You can see that that is not a big.
Microphone.
Or just take Mickey's.
I'm here, I can't hold and do and. Want to hold mic for now? No, I'm right here. I'm gonna use my outdoor voice. I know how to use it, okay? But anyway, this little piece of information was entertaining for me, and I hope you find it as informative as I did, okay? And I appreciate the mayor bringing that to mind.
And one of the reasons why we wanted to address this is, a lot of times when you look at your tax bill, you just lump it all in as one, saying, well, this is a tax of North Beach, and it's not. So what we want to do is show the breakdown of your tax bill, but also show the actual numbers. And what it is that our values are going up. You know, they get assessed every 3 years. We just got assessed and they're going up, which is a good thing, because if you you want your values to go up, because if you ever go to sell or whatever you want to do to your house, the more your house is worth, the better you are. So we just wanted to show how the taxes pertaining to North Beach was affected. You know, we can't control Calvert County. We can't control the flush tax. We can't control the refuge. I mean, there's things that are out of our control. So that's the reason why we did this breakdown that you have in your package. Thank you, Joe.
You're welcome.
Can
Appreciate
can I
that.
make a suggestion?
Yes,
Just
absolutely.
quickly, just about this table here, which is on page 5. It's kind of misleading because you're adding together the value of the town 4 times. We're not worth $1 billion. What I think would be more helpful is what is the difference between with the increased value each year? Like, what's the difference between 2021 and 2022? How much did your house go up by? X number. I don't know what it is. And the same with 2023 and 2024. That just shows the incremental increase in the value of your property. A total like that really doesn't make any sense.
All right, so if you look above that in that red blue line.
Yeah, you see that. I'm just like
so
putting a number to it.
2021, the net assessed value was 268,370. Right.
Yeah, it's just that that's put a number
You
to,
mean a percentage?
yeah, percentage. It went up by X.
2021 to 22, what did they go up by?
Yeah, by 5.5. I have no idea.
All right.
That's a good
We can do that.
suggestion. That's a
Yeah.
good suggestion. And that's much like that, what I was showing you, that's what it does. Okay, so that's perfect. Ken, noted.
I think that would be helpful to people because they would know, oh, the value of my property went up 1 year by 4%, whatever the number is.
Absolutely. I'll fix it. All right, on page 6, it shows the history of the town tax rates. You can see how they've slowly gone down over the years, and you've maintained services. That's pretty proud. As far as page 7, it shows what the net assessable base, 315 million, and that's $1 million. Ken is right. That is the whole entire town, 315 million. So that gives you that number there. And then that's the potential revenue that we should achieve is 1,665,000. Refuse collections in there, we just went out to bid. We were able to reduce the trash rate for our residents down from $414 to $340 annually. And that was helpful. And we also, tax penalties. This is just an average. This is probably a lot like Ken's saying for the other one, but because FY20 was distorted because they didn't do, tax sale prior to that, they had a lot of penalties to collect. So it kind of pumped that number up. That's why you'll notice within this body of the budget, I only went with $4,600 because that's about an average of what the penalty should be. But that's what they were. You have to know what they were. I can't change my numbers just automatically. So that's why that's the way that is. So page 7. Local income tax and other. On this, this is the information we get from the state of Maryland. They give us a breakdown, what to expect, how much to expect, when to expect it. Are we looking at decreases or increases? And then they provide these 4 tables. We provided those 4 tables to you. They're attached here, just for late night reading. I know, Mary, you like to read numbers, so you can look at that and that gets you going. And it's very helpful. And then HUR taxes, Greg will love this. I know you love this because you were involved in that. You actually helped bring back HUR revenues, and you'll see what our estimates are for that, which look pretty good. If you think about it, 186,000. On the next item, which is license and permits, and someone brought this up last meeting, and I just want to make sure that we're clear. There is no adjustments or fee increases to any of the items this year we have planned. We have none. We did the reduction for the sewer rate, and that was a big item, but there are no other increases in fees, just so you know. That's what that number represents, 525.6. There are no increases. Okay, page 9, gaming revenue. We're nice and healthy in the gaming revenue, which we would not have had it not been for Senator Miller. And thank God for that. That helps us quite a bit. And then we also get a little bit of grant revenue under 5.258. On community waterfront, there's no changes, no proposed changes to the fees. One of the items that I was asked to assess was the credit card fees. A young lady in the audience had a concern about charging that $2 fee. Is it worth it? Could we stop charging it? And this particular one, I want to say it out loud. I will, you know, if you get me one of those lapel buttons, I could really do it. Okay. Yeah, I can. Do you want me to have the handheld?
Yeah. I think the people online can't hear you.
I apologize. I'm gonna take the handheld. Thank you, Mikla. It's a little odd shape, and I didn't hit the button, so it's on.
Perfect.
All right, let's talk credit card payments, Paul. Okay, the sheet it goes from July 2023 to January, see, that's too loud, January 2024. You'll see the bank fees. Total bank fees total $18,063.
So I apologize. Go ahead and stop for a minute. That is not going to be acceptable.
You'll hear my voice at night when you sleep.
Yeah. Mabel just got woken up. Mabel's our ghost in town hall, and you just upset Mabel. Beat, move it to the.
Yeah.
Is this better?
Yeah. Right here. Whatever you want to do.
Okay.
I'm not good.
Which one am I holding? Both of them
You
or?
don't have to hold it if you want to use that one.
Okay. Okay.
Go ahead, Josephine.
All right, here we go. To all the residents. Here we go. Bank fees from July to January through January. Through January is $18,063 just for the waterfront. Only the waterfront. We're not talking any other credit card payments for the water and sewer. That's through a separate system, okay? There were 7,624 transactions for that same period of time. You calculate that out, it comes out to $2.36 per transaction. This is why we cannot get away from the $2 fee. in defense of the young lady who brought the issue up, and that was very courageous of her. If she's not here tonight, I wanted to reward her. That was very good. Should the council consider, you may want to, instead of a separate fee, which I'm sure they get a lot of flack about, you may want to increase the regular fee, similar to what we do with the fee already. We break that fee down, like certain amount goes to the waterfront construction, things like that. You may just want to add that $2 in there, so it's just calculated in every credit card payment, because we don't accept cash anymore, so you're doing the same thing. They just don't have to ask for it.
Yeah, and
So-
I think that's what was probably, I took that question as basically that. Let's just increase the fee by $2, remove that fee, so it doesn't show up, so we don't have these.
Statement, it's like taxes
Yes.
included, like that
So
type
this-
of statement.
Taxes and fees included.
So it makes it easier on our waterfront staff to not have to field these questions about why is there this additional fee? It's just,
Yeah.
it's just built into the charge already.
Yeah, so that's, when I made that statement about there's no plan for any fees to go up, this was an exception to that.
Sure.
So that's the only.
Yeah,
one.
I mean, that's obviously, we're still in discussion for all this.
Yeah, that's to consider.
Definitely. So council, what you need to decide is based off of our current fee structure, is that something you want to do? Obviously, tonight is not the night. We can discuss it, absolutely, but think about it. If you want to discuss it, throw it out there. And just be clear, credit card fees are based on if one person or 5 people, or if they buy 10 tickets or 1 ticket or whatever they buy. Credit card fees are pretty standard anywhere you go. So if you want to do it, great. If you want to remove it, I would just tell you that we're going to take a hit on it, and the savings are going to have to come from someplace else, and normally it comes from a resident. So if you want to increase it, talk about it, think about it, come back with your ideas, your solutions, but this is a big decision.
Well, and to be clear, we wrap it into we increase the, I guess, fee is just using fee too many times here. Increase, whatever, the beach fee by $2 and just include it in that. Nothing has actually changed because you can't go there with cash right now. So
You're exactly right.
we're just recategorizing it as something.
So 25 to 27 is what you're saying?
Yeah, because that's already what it is. If we're not accepting cash, that is already what it is.
That'll be per person, that's the problem.
Right. So that would be a lot more money.
Is that the case? It's
Yes.
per transaction?
Yes.
Hmm. Oh, that's how I've seen it before. But in person, it's,
Credit card is 1 per transaction.
Go from out of county.
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't realize that. I thought it was the same across the board.
But then if 5 separate people paid separately.
Sure.
well, it's $2 per.
Yeah.
So you
But
have-
Click Tickets is $2 per ticket.
Yeah.
But at the, sure.
And these are represent the charge, not per person. That 7,000 is not per person. That is the charge per
Per
transaction.
Mhm.
So give it some thought. That was good info, and decide what y'all want to do. Obviously I'll support, just we need to decide how you want to handle that. So keep
Okay?
going, and then we can circle back around and ask all the
Yeah, it
questions y'all
doesn't
have.
have to be-
Yep.
Okay. Again, very nice suggestion. ARPA monies are within here. ARPA monies are within the general fund revenue to cover a little bit of shortfall. With that, we'll talk later in the document where we have paid off some debt. Significant debt has been paid off to help cover some of the costs that are proposed in this year's budget. One of the, couple of the significant changes was the change to the structure in the Bayside History Museum. And if you asked me how we're going to pay for it, that's how I'm going to tell you. So we'll get there shortly. All right? Walk over here, walk over here. Here we go. Okay, you got a nice little diagram on page 11 of the packet. Pretty colors with all the revenue for the town, what breaks down what. I don't think I feel the need to read all those numbers unless you really want me to. On the next page, page 12, we go by section. We do the legislative, which you have, and it's breaking out, and you have your numbers that correspond with it. And that was the point of the long ruler that you have, because you can go all the way across and look at it that way. If no one has any questions on the legislative side, which really has not changed, I'd like to get to the administrative section. In the administrative section, there's an item called B2516, and that's for employee recognition. And that's something that's going to occur quarterly. In the B2517, that includes a 2% COLA raise for all employees. Federal government couldn't make up their mind. County, I'm not sure about what their COLA is. Last year, we experienced a 7% COLA. I did a conservative 2% COLA this year. So you know. Within the position of the town's administrative staff, that means everybody like Dawn, Stacy, myself, Roxanne, everybody. There's a new manager position. It used to be separate. Last year, you would have saw it separate. But this year, it's included in there. This is going to happen, and it's incorporated in this amount. So it doesn't have to be separated anymore. So that's why I put it that way. If anybody's got any questions on what that amount is, then I think the mayor will be able to inform you around Monday or Tuesday of next week. Okay? Then there's quite a few things in here. A lot of them are repeats of previous ones, but you'll also see some changes to some software, some updates and upgrades to software, marketing materials, things like that, things that you'll notice as you go through. And one of the items is for 2 code enforcement officers. We have 1 part-time now, Donnie, but we also plan on incorporating another one that's going to help with some of the other weekend issues that we have. So the mayor has incorporated them. Tree removal, code enforcement has one for their side, but there's also others that are needed that are under public works area that we incorporated in the public works for the right-of-way trees, things like that that need to be removed. I can't really think of any item that, unless you want me to read all these, would need me to see.
I do want to mention, when you look at, you'll see between zoning and code and also our marketing outreach, one of the reasons why we're making some changes to the website is, we've heard residents say that the system we use is not, it's hard to see or hard to do this or hard to do that. So we really did a deep dive on it, and to address like North Beach access. That's where residents or anybody within our boundaries can log in and say, hey, I found a pothole, here's the picture, and it sends it to the appropriate staff. It never took off. It just never took off. And then it wasn't working on Androids, or we couldn't download it. It's just different challenges, and Dawn could probably add a lot more to that. So what we decided was, we looked into it as Civic Plus. That's where Dawn came into play and said, hold on, they can offer all our zoning and code, but also this product called, what is it called? Yeah.
See, click, fix.
It's incorporated in our website. It ties into our website. So our zoning and code and our see, click, fix is all in one location. It's going to be easier for residents to be able to get to us, respond to us, to talk to us. And then I feel like we can respond better, cleaner, faster, because it's going to be a much much cleaner product. So when you see that in here, when you're home tonight, you're reading this in detail, or tomorrow, realize that's what it is. When it comes to that, please reach out to Dawn. She's deep dived on this pretty deep, and I feel very confident it's gonna be a much better product for our residents. And I just wanted to put that out. Yes, you have something?
I just wanted to say the North Beach, the C-Click fix that Mike is referring to would replace North Beach Access, which we currently have now. Like he said, it kind of took off, but kind of not. We don't get a lot of response from that. What we do get is a lot of people that go directly to our website and hit the link that says contact DPW or contact code, or so they're going more to our website. They're not going to that link that says North Beach Access. So we did a little research and we've watched demos and we've had conversations with Civic Plus, who is our current website host. And so we thought it would be best and more streamlined for people to continue to go to the website and it all be kind of combined together than rather than separate separate programs. So
Hey, Dawn, so, I mean, it sounds good, but can you just give like a kind of a visual of what that would look like and what this new system will look like on the website and how it will be kind of more intuitive or easier for people to know it's there and that they should use it?
So, the gentleman, I actually talked to him again today. He's sending me other municipalities in Maryland that use these programs. Maybe we can do a quick demo if you guys want, or I can send it out and,
Yeah.
and you can click around.
Yeah.
But now, the way it's set up now, you go to our website and you click on North Beach Access. It takes you elsewhere. And everything is done, it's Comcate is
Right.
who developed it. It's not as easy and streamlined. It's like you can be anonymous or you can enter your information. You can compliment or ask a question or, say there's a problem. It's very tedious. I don't know if you guys have ever used it.
I mean, I used it
Yeah, it's kind of,
once or
I mean, yeah. And we found sometimes that links were broken and we weren't aware and just things like that. The way it would work on our new website is it seems like it's a newer program, streamlined. It kind of looks like you're still on our town website where it's like a module that's connected to it. Other than that, I can send you guys the link so you can check it out if you want.
Does it let you know, or is it possible to let someone know when they've made a complaint that their problem has been addressed?
Yeah, so basically it will follow from your question, complaint, whatever your inquiry is,
Mhm.
and say it has to do with DPW, it will go to Donnie.
Right.
He will deal with whatever it is. He can respond back. So it follows it from the beginning to when it's closed.
Cradle to grave.
Yeah.
What we currently do now is every Monday, Roxanne prints out every inquiry on North Beach Access. Dawn prints out the website inquiries. I get a copy of it and I go through it and I keep the copies and I look through it and most of the stuff we get is spam, majority of it.
It is.
We do, again, so as soon as I see that somebody has filed something, whatever it may be, a recommendation or whatever, I make sure I reach out to the appropriate staff member. But that system does follow up, but it's not as easy to use. And I think this is going to make it all uniform under one roof. And once we get a little bit more, we'll get it to you. And it doesn't get lost in all the other 100 emails that staff gets. I mean, it's going to be a lot cleaner, a lot smoother. And we feel that our residents' voices will be better heard.
Yeah.
All right.
So are you still gonna have to, like, right now, you assign where the problem goes, Mike?
No, it
everything gets printed off right now.
No, it does it. It's already assigned. It's already sent out. I just get a report of where it went. And then I go back and say, hey, DB, I saw you got this issue. Did you resolve it? And I can track it all through there, but it's just going to make it a lot cleaner. I don't assign anything. I just oversee it.
When somebody I haven't done anything through North Beach Access, so I don't know if residents really know where things should be going.
Yeah,
If
it gives
that
you
makes sense.
options.
Okay.
Yeah.
But, are they making the right
Well,
options and then,
That's
Well,
always, that's always
sorry.
going to stay the same though, because
yeah.
There is a general inquiry, like if someone doesn't know. But if,
Okay.
if I get something that maybe Stacy should have gotten, I forward it to her.
Yeah,
Or
you assign
like
it,
the staff
so-
will, reassign it or forward it to the appropriate person.
Okay. Yeah, because somebody still has to know technically where it goes.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but there, on the current program, it does kind of give examples. Say a lot, like Donnie will get a lot of water and sewer billing inquiries when he might be water and sewer, outdoors, but
Right.
Kelly should really get those. So he probably forwards her, those inquiries. So,
And that's just where it's, people don't necessarily know
Mhm.
when they're putting something in exactly who should be getting this.
Yeah.
That's the only glitch I can see in something
Mhm.
like that. I don't know about the new system, if it'll be the same way.
well, the system can only be as good as it is
Right.
set up to be.
Right.
So hopefully, it can be better than what we currently have. I know it will be better than what we currently have.
Well, that's good.
And,
As long as it's better.
oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I know I've used Access for loose water meter lids.
Mhm.
Honestly, just when I'm out on a walk, it's like, oh, tag it right here.
Yeah.
Real good point, Mary, because we do get a lot of those that are kind of, could be three different people. like
Right.
Trash wasn't picked up today, they think it's DPW, but actually Stacy handles, the complaints that go to the trash company, so it is kind of, and then my problem is now, really, we don't get enough to keep it flowing. Like, we might get one a week, so sometimes it gets lost with, like the mayor was saying, with the regular emails.
Right.
Hopefully this will stand out because it's on the website and maybe be more direct instead of,
Right.
I don't know, we'll have,
So it'll be good.
staff will
once-
have to definitely.
Right, when we get the new one, we can mess around with it and see how it really does work, if it's better or.
Right.
We will do extensive reach out training like we did on North Beach Access and all that stuff. I mean, we've done, it just never took off. We did the training, we did the education, it's on our website, it's in text messages, it just never did. So everything combined on one site, I think is going to be a win-win. And then as we move forward, there's a lot of moving parts with this because zoning and code, all their documentation's going in here. We will update y'all as we move forward. Thank you, Dawn.
All right, Joe.
Okay, that is okay. I'm all right. B 35 is at the top, 37 is where we left off. Page 13, for those of you not following along. Okay, there's not a whole lot in here, just some highlights. I think Donnie in the past has had frag removal within that line item for the preserve. The preserve.
Great.
Yeah, it's included with the maintenance of there. But I don't know that we've actually found somebody to replace that gentleman, but Donnie was working on it. The other item that I wanted to point out on here, which was very helpful, was there's a $30,000 grant from the Maryland State Arts Council for overdose awareness memorial sculpture. I think Stacy is coordinating that with them. I don't know exactly where that's planned to go, but that's a significant number. So I wanted to make sure that you were aware of that. It's a good talking point over tea or wine. Okay, what else do we got here? Let me see, one second. Phil has quite a bit in here. Phil does plan on opening up the Shirt Shack with his regular staff from time to time. I don't know what his days are, but he'll pick the best days for those openings. Administrative fees on retirement, again, that's reflective in the 2% increase. And then what else can I go over there? Oh, the AEDs are important points. We had an AED within the town of North Beach Town Hall, but during the high season, I call high season, we refer to that as the summer season, it goes to the Welcome Center. Well, I'm not the only one up in age in Town Hall, but there's a lot of other people that come there who would love to have an AED in the Town Hall. So then it got us thinking, and Stacy provided the numbers for an AED unit to go at the Public Works Department, at the Bayside History Museum, and at the town hall of North Beach, because we have a lot of people here, guests and whatnot, and then to keep the one at the Welcome Center. So there's $1,600 each, and it's well worth, we believe, the expenditure.
And Joanne, the AED is if someone is having some sort of cardiac arrest, is that gives them the shock.
That's correct. And we did take lessons when we had the first one. I think we need a refresher. It's been a couple years, because I would like for them to know how to use it in case I have a heart attack. But along with that, there's some safety equipment that Donna uses for different purposes, so I put it in that line item. You'll see it broken down.
Hey, Joe,
Yep,
can I go back to the shirt check?
you can.
So the expenses projected are what, 6,000 2024 and 10,000 2025?
One of the things that we did last year with the shirt check is, we're using that to thin out the crowd at the front of the Welcome Center. So
And
we're actually using the shirt check to be open with two roles. One is click tickets, because they could sit there all day and not make a sale. So click tickets. And then the second is we'll have a minimum amount of product in there. But also we still have our online site. So what we're trying to do is offset some of it with some products about North Beach. And then the staffing is tied into the Welcome Center.
Yeah, that's zeroed out here. So
Yeah.
my question is, what does this cover with the 6,000, the 10,000? Shouldn't it be like
it's,
revenue? I mean, do we make money off any of the stuff we're selling?
we do, but he really hasn't made any money.
Why?
We don't, no, well, the products are very expensive.
Huh.
And we've shopped around, we use a local place for the T-shirts and stuff, but we're we don't want to put stuff out there that you order from some other place that would fall apart in 3 days. So you got to order nice product. So we do make some money, but we don't make enough to cover our staff just standing there all day long. So what we do is we put a minimum out in there. We have T-shirts, we have glasses, we have certain things in there. So that number right there that's not income, that's expense. So that would be the actual products.
Right, I know it's expense. I got
Right.
that. And I see the payroll zeroed out because we're gonna pay them one way or another.
Right, they're gonna come out of the other.
I'm just wondering if I don't know, is it a good idea I mean, what do we get out of it? I see we get a lot out of it by having people there and doing tickets and stuff
That's
like
the reason
that.
why it's open.
But why are we gonna spend $16,000 on, we're not making any money on it? I don't understand.
Well, we make, people request it. So we are making some money on it, but we're not making enough to retire off of. So we make more than the cost, but also it gives us an opportunity at that time while the click tickets, because we got to put the click ticket someplace. And the problem, what we found was that when we try to do the click ticket in front of the Welcome Center or inside it bottlenecked all the time. And that's why we moved it over
Really
there.
some really dumb
And the
questions.
6 was FY24, and I think
Yes.
we sold out at some point this summer on some stuff, right?
I don't know.
Well, where's the revenue side of it then? That's what I'm curious about.
The revenue sometimes gets
Right, mixed
put
in.
in with other stuff.
Oh.
Okay, I can go back through Clover and try to figure it out for you.
Oh,
This has been a learning experience.
Yeah.
And I think that we've taken certain steps this year to make sure it's a little clear.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Dawn, when you used to sell stuff, didn't you? Like out of your office or something? I mean,
So-
did we make any money when we did that? Or
We
like-
made money, but we're not profiting off of this.
Right.
The whole idea, this goes back years now with Mayor Frazier. The whole idea about the Shirt Shack was, his vision was to have a place where we could sell North Beach swag.
I think
He
it's a good
wanted
idea.
it to be, nicer quality. It could not be anything that was sold in our local businesses because we don't want to take away from our businesses. He wanted it to be, if someone visited our town from Northern Virginia and they bought a T-shirt and then they go home and someone says, "Oh, what's NB?" It's a talking, and then those people visit here, bring the people, bring the money, that type of thing.
Right.
It was, successful. People were excited about it. A lot of locals you'll see with their
Right.
T-shirts, hats, coffee mugs, things like that. Then COVID hit, so we were shut down. We didn't open in 2022. Last year, Phil, he was excited to do it. I kind of handed over, things to him, and he did, place his orders. They sold. I'm not sure if he reordered or anything like that.
Like you said, it's just a learning,
It's
thing.
yeah. So I mean, the mayor and I have had conversations about it. How if and when this season and all, and we'll see what happens. I don't know what number was put in there, but Mike and I have talked about opening back up and selling some
I
North
mean, it
Beach
seems like
swag.
a cool thing to do. I mean.
We put
can-
5 in there for the revenue
Yeah,
conservatively,
okay, okay.
but yeah, I can't see you making the 10.
Yeah, and Lauren, I mean, you could be seen as indirect marketing. I mean, it
No,
is
I
an
get
expense
that,
just
but
like
Joe
anything.
just said that,
But if we're talking about a show of
Fine.
what, if you put it
Right,
all
right.
together, half of
That's
it,
it.
we're estimating half of it is covered. $5,000 for additional
well, I
marketing
mean, but
isn't
now I
bad.
have a number, right? So
Yeah.
I got 5,000,
Yeah,
so,
hey, you got a number. There you
That's
go.
right,
Well,
so-
keep on,
so we're gonna move on to the next.
And if it's any
keep on
any
lobbying, maybe we'll get more.
consolation to you, I've got T-shirts and sweatshirts that are 20 years old, so people probably wear these for a long time.
So yeah. So
Bayfest shirt.
See?
what Lauren said is I'm selling out of my office was when we were shut down for COVID and other things, people still wanted
Oh, yeah.
the items, which I had to move out of the shirt shack because it's not really climate controlled and all of that. So they're in totes in town hall. And yes, I did sell shirts and hats and coffee mugs out of my office. We have the Clover point of sale system here where you can, make the sale, take the payments and things like that. So people they do want.
So it's like estimated
The-
5,000 plus the whole indirect benefit, which is bigger.
Yeah.
than-
Another indirect benefit, so we have our welcome center, right? People come here thinking they're going to walk into this visitor center and learn about North Beach when you kind of have to learn about North Beach on the outside where our brochures are and things like that. So the shirt sack was also a place where our staff people were saying, okay, where's the best place to eat in town? After I go to the beach, what should I do? So it's a place where you can hand out a brochure, you can recommend, one of the places to eat or go get ice cream, things like that. So it's also a talking point and, say, hey, come back for the movie on the beach, things like that. So,
Okay.
And
Thank you.
now First Fridays is where we give out our wristbands.
Yeah,
so
good
Shirt
for
Shack
that.
has multiple
that.
uses. Yeah.
All right,
Right.
what else?
Okay. So, I mean, you see that most of Phil's stuff's outlined in here. I don't know that I need to go through each individual one. Benefits around about the same. There's a little bit of increase due to the 2% item. So I would say, let's go to bottom of 13, that picks up on Donnie's new truck, which is found in Public Works here. We have planned a new truck for Donnie, and did
Could
you
I-
want to speak on that, or you want me to speak on it? Donnie's staff. I don't mean Donnie personally. I'm used to dealing with Donnie directly.
Joe, on B2564.
I was gonna ask about that.
So B2564, let's not overlook this very important number. That is not a misprint. It says decreased.
Was that a ranking decrease like before it was
No.
okay?
They adjusted how they do their budget.
Oh, good. Okay.
They made, I think, what was always since before my time and our time, they always replaced 2 cars every year. There are certain things they adjusted, they moved around, and they came back with this. So
Awesome. Great. I'm not gonna complain.
we're not going to say anything. As soon as I saw it, I said, okay, move on. Don't.
Yeah, that's very good.
But the service is still there. And you know that we had a fire in our town today on 4th Street. Sadly, a family lost the house. But I'm gonna tell you right now, man, the volunteer firemen and the police were there. I mean, quick. So they're still doing their job. It's just that they made some changes on their budget.
So then we get into Public Works, and like I said, they have some of their own items. They have safety equipment they have to purchase. They have trees that they have to trim. A lot of it's outlined within this document. I just did not know if you needed me to go through each individual item or not. And we still have to plan for snow, even though we don't get snow too much.
The
I
truck,
know.
we were looking at a truck last year too, right? And we just never came to,
Last year, because
the pricing was,
But-
prices
Yeah.
from 35,000 to 90,000. Production came back up, chips came back in, and the prices have gone down a little bit,
okay,
but they're
still high.
high, but they have gone down
Okay.
$10,000. So, and the state, unfortunately, the state does not have the contract that we can piggyback on like they used to anymore.
Oh,
They have
okay.
have a contract, but it's nowhere near as good as it used to be,
Used to be.
unfortunately.
So the biggest item in Donnie's budget is that truck for his crew. And that's what drives that value up. We're getting to my favorite part. Yes, yes, page 14, and I want to read this specifically. I probably have a typo in here, so let me make sure my microphone's on. B 2571, Capital One Streetscape Bond, paid in full during the month of January 2024. The next two bonds to be paid in full are Truist, which was formerly SunTrust. Last payment would be May of 2025, with an annual payment of $217,000. Capital One is the second, will be paid in full in January of 2027, with an annual payment of $89,000. So almost $300 and some thousand is going to be available to the town of North Beach within the next 2 years. 2 years, yeah, 2 years. And as a side note, but I was saving it for the next couple years, so I won't say it too loud. There's 2 more after this within the next 2 years. Huge. Most of your debt is going to be paid off. More than 80% of your debt is going to be paid off by the town of North Beach. So that's a big deal.
Joanne-
Okay.
Joanne, could, like in a sentence, or try, let's try. This Truist bond covered what?
The Truist, I wrote that down.
And the other one, the Capital One, what did we bond for in just general?
Town Hall, the 217's Town Hall. I like that payment because I saw the 217.
Now on the bill.
The 89, I'm gonna have to get back to. I don't want to tell you something wrong.
Is that the seawall?
I don't want to tell you
That-
something wrong.
Did we pay that one off? Yeah.
She will, she
makes
a note, she will definitely.
Because that-
I will,
something
I will
that-
come back to you, but
That's something good to tell the, citizens, okay, we're now paying the bond for X.
yes, I will tell them, but the Town Hall is the 217.
Okay.
Oh.
You're right. Isn't that significant? That's
Yeah.
wonderful. Okay. All right, so it's another pretty pie chart with the numbers for expenses. And just a little summary. That's on page 15. MLGIP, it gives you your amounts, which you normally get in your treasurer's fund anyway. These numbers do not reflect the reserve fund that you're going to be setting up for the sewer fund. That reserve fund is going to be set up in tiers between operating and what goes in capital. And I didn't feel I had adequate enough time to do that and prepare. So, but that is forthcoming, and I can't do anything without, I can't spend it without you anyway. So it's coming, but I just want to let you know that it's there. So that's page 16, and then we listed all the items which are included tonight, which it was my intention to get these earlier on the agendas, but unfortunately due to some issues, and I'm not whining, I'm just saying I was not able to achieve my goal. That's why we're here tonight. All right, sewer fund. You want to talk sewer fund now, Mayor?
Keep it going.
Sewer fund, we did most of our changes to the sewer fund during the last meeting. And I have apologized for that faux pas, and we were able to rectify it. Not only were we able to set it back, but we were able to refund. I think Kelly was significant in getting those refunds out to the residents. So we have achieved everything that we said we were going to do for the residents to return those funds to them. So I just want to make sure that everyone knows that. No real changes to the sewer fund. We still deal with the costs at the wastewater treatment plant, and those costs continue.
I would like to say one thing. So Greenwood Avenue, Chesapeake Avenue, and the flow meter on First Street, and DB can correct me, but we're in partnership with Calvert County with those three. So whenever we have an expense at those pump stations and or the flow meter on First Street, it's split 50-50 between us and Calvert County. They have been great partners with this. They kind of let us take the lead on it, which is awesome because of DB's experience. But they have been great partners on getting this stuff done. We just did a major improvement over on, well, that's on Bay Avenue, but all of them have been addressed. We'll get y'all an update on everything we've done for the residents and you guys have been involved in over the last couple of years. And I tell you, I don't know if we've ever been cleaner and moving more efficient. And, but we do it with partners like Chesapeake, or Calvert County, and I mean, Chesapeake Beach, where, you know, we send stuff to them, so they at least take our stuff.
One of the biggest items, and that's in your capital budget, the only really change to the capital projects budget is the addition of a revised sewer station at the Greenwood Station. And this is something we share with the county. So that's a 50-50 cost with Calvert County. And Chesapeake Avenue? Oh. Chesapeake Avenue. Chesapeake Avenue, that's what I mean.
You'll see it as you get to the capital project.
Yes. But I did write down Greenwood. I think it's supposed to be Chesapeake. All right, the water cost, we were able to keep those the same. They remain the same. They did not change. And that too will address any reserves that we have, how we should do it, and how it should be broken down. Same thing we're doing with the sewer, so we don't run into a situation like we had previously. But no real raises within that other than the 2% for COLA. Those are the two utility funds. Community outreach is still the same. It covers Christmas lights, the wrapping of the Christmas lights, placement of some ornamentation, and then some advertisement. We do pictures and photos and things like that that we take care of through that program. That's those three funds in a nutshell. There is a copy of the rate sheet attached, and you can see those rates have not changed from our last meeting and will not change as we go through this process. So it'll be a whole another year before we even discuss sewer and water again. Okay. Those are them, and then I just want to hit on that capital. Within your budgets, as you look through your budget items, you'll see that there are attachments. And as you're discussing this and you're thinking about it, one of the bigger items is a submission from the Bayside History Museum. Grace Mary gave great detail in it. I made sure you had it so you could read it. That. And then the mayor gave you a detailed list of the capital projects, where we are with the ARP monies, and where we plan to be. And right now, I'm going to verbally correct the one item that I know to be incorrect, which is A27. I have listed as Greenwood Avenue Station number 12. I was just whispered by a little bird in my ear that that is the Chesapeake Station number 2. Correct, Donnie?
You are correct.
Okay. Please accept my correction for that.
And I'm going to chime in real quick on the capital projects. Reason why I wanted to give y'all an update is because sometimes you don't see all the stuff that's going on. So you'll see the separate sheet that I gave y'all and there's some coded green. Green means we're in it or it's completed. It's not just sitting around. There's so many projects going on right now from the capital projects that it's comical sometimes that so much work is being done. And so when you look at the spreadsheet that you need your large ruler with, you can match it to the breakout that I gave you. Now, today, this evening, I did update mine again, so I will update this again and get you another copy. But I just want you to see where we stand. Now, as we go through, we have MLGIP projects, we have ARPA funds. So as we get through the next month, as we continue to knock this down, we will update you on the ARPA funds because by January 1st, they have to be committed. So as we see more, we would love to say we're flying with the speed of light, but when you're dealing with engineers and you're dealing with the state and I'm sorry, they just don't jump at our phone call. So some things have taken a little bit longer than expected, but there's been great movement on this. So as we continue to knock down the capital projects, obviously these numbers will be updated for the actuals, but also we will update this sheet so you know where we stand on them. So I just want to put that out there because if you just look at the big spreadsheet, you might say, well, man, there's a lot of stuff. No, there's a lot that's been done. So I just want to pass that on. Joe, you can take over.
Okay. Basically, I told you that was the one item within the capital that has changed. That's the only item that's changed. We're still working through, some projects are taking a little longer than others, but capital projects do take a few years. But we're making speedway through this. And again, only that one item that I had to change. I would like to thank you for allowing me to present to you. I would like to thank the residents of town North Beach for listening to me. And please know that when I was making fun while presenting the budget, it was only just for entertainment. But if you have any true questions or need anything, you can always reach out to me.
Does anybody?
Especially you, Mary.
Does anybody have any questions for Joe? Again, moving forward from tonight, please take your time, dissect it, do whatever. Shoot the questions back directly to Joe. All right, we will get the answers back out to everybody, but I just want you to directly send it to Joe. If you have questions about DPW, if anything like that, just reach out to them. I was very excited today when Joe and I sat down for the final look at before it came to you again. It just looks good. It's a good budget. We're addressing needs. We're addressing concerns that residents had with the new website, with the communication. We're addressing stormwater. We're addressing sewer needs, water needs. I mean, we really are addressing a lot. And so I'm very excited about this. I want to thank Joe, and she does get excited. So she enjoys this process. So if you have any questions, please reach out. But before we move into the next part of this, does anybody have any questions for Joe before council? Do y'all have any questions for Joe? If not, we can move right into the next.
Yeah, I have a question. I'm not sure this is for Joe or maybe broader audience. So for the museum, I see it looks like we're trying to hire a full-time director, which I'm fine with the expense. Would that person be an employee of the town or what? Have we even thought about that? Like how would this?
That has not been a discussion, but no, my intentions were they would directly work for the museum like that because they're a 501c now. So the funding goes to them. And
Is
then
there
they
a
would hire.
board that oversees the museum? I mean,
Yes.
okay.
They have
I'm
a
trying to
board
figure
of
out like what the
directors.
structure here would be of how this is going to function.
We are funding the museum. You can see the 5 items on that list. Every year she comes back with a budget request or a conversation about insurance and stuff like that. So we rent the building from the Calvert County government for $1 a year. And then the museum, the 501, people want to say 501(c), but 501c or whatever, goes to us to manage the museum with
Okay.
an agreement.
So it would be the board that would be in charge of
Yes.
hiring this new director and, okay.
And one of the reasons why and I know y'all, and I know most of y'all, if all of y'all have been there, we've been blessed over the last, I don't know how many years. I mean, I remember it was in the old building, but the point is that Grace Mary has donated hundreds and hundreds of thousands of hours to our town. And this is a succession plan for her that I've been beating her up over for the last 2, 3 years. And, you know, I think it's gonna be a wonderful thing. And I appreciate you supporting the museum because it's such an asset to our town. So great question, but hopefully that answers. Any other questions?
Thank you again.
All right.
Thanks, Joe. Thank you. Thank you. I'm trying to find something.
You know, I like him.
All right, so hold on. I would like a motion to adjourn the meeting of the mayor and council and to meet in closed session to consult with council to obtain legal advice pursuant to Maryland Code, Attorney General Provision 3-305B7, and to consult with staff and consultants about potential litigation pursuant to Maryland Code, Attorney General Provision 3-305. The topic of the closed session is a contract regarding which the town has a dispute as to the amount owed the vendor.
So moved as stated.
So moved.
Second.
Second, any discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. So moved. Thank you so much.
I'm not gonna read that.
We stay
again.
Yeah, we're gonna stay right here.
So, you know, like,
As
come to
stated.
the office.
What he said.